Hello, my beautiful babies. I am so glad that you could join with me today. We are going to pull some cards for the collective. I've already done some spicy reading, so maybe there's something interesting here for you, right? Yes. Oh my. Let's talk about this. I love when our little horned friend comes up. Some of you are misbehaving. We're going to address that. What this really is about is that something didn't go your way. You got let down. Think for some of you that you kind of got taken for a ride, you were manipulated, played with. It was like a game and you don't like it. You thought that you would be able to catch it this time. You were like, no, that's never going to happen again. They're never. And you got caught up in something, and it did confuse you in a way that you weren't expecting. You had expectations about the situation to go differently because we have this tendency to think like that if I would behave in this situation, that other people are going to do it because they would not do me wrong, right? They are not necessarily at your level. They have not done the work that you have done necessarily. In fact, they're on their own journey. And sometimes you cross their path. And you cross their path as their lesson because they expect to be able to get one over on you and be able to run with it and da 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 da. And it's not without consequence or because you walk away from the situation and you teach them something. So in this situation, I'm getting that you were actually teaching them the lesson. Like they let you down and they made you don't feel good about it. You feel taken, you feel misled, manipulated, played with. It's frustrating. You're angry about it even. Um, it hurts. Ultimately it hurts. It's really why would you do this? They lied. They didn't tell you the full truth. They hid something from you. And you really, really wanted to trust them and believe in them. Meaning for some of you, this is like a repeating cycle with the same person, but it's a repeating cycle nonetheless, even if it's a different person. You miss the signs. But were you supposed to miss the signs? Because I think you were. I think you were supposed to miss the signs so that you could learn how to handle this situation in the future. And yeah, you'll get better at catching the signs and it'll happen less and less. But it's more about how you handle the situation because they let you down and they betrayed you and they played games with you and they made you feel as though you didn't matter. Your feelings were collateral damage. Oh, it happened. Sorry. But this is what we got to watch for. This is the lesson that we're supposed to learn here. This is our tendency to deal with things in a really crappy way. This is our tendency to indulge, to escape, to run, to want revenge, to go back to these same types of. I am getting that somebody got cheated on, and so there is, well, then I'm going to cheat on him, or vice versa. Don't do it. It's not worth you. It's not worth your integrity. That's not going to make you feel better either. It's just going to sap more of your energy. It does nothing in the situation. Um, Using self medicating, no, it's not going to make you feel better. Getting over on somebody else, no, it's not going to make you feel better. Getting on up on a podium and telling everybody how terrible this person is, no, it's not going to make you feel better. These are the things that we're used to doing that we would normally immediately react and do. This is what I'm going to do. But that is your unhealed self right here. This is the lesson that you're supposed to learn, that this is not worth your healing. This is not worth your progress. We want to, but no, you're going to do the healed version instead. When you know better, you do better. So instead of doing all the things that you usually do, you're going to delete that post. You're not going to respond to that text. You're going to delete that whole paragraph that you were going to send to them. You are not going to go damage their car. You are not going to go cheat on them. You are not going to self medicate. You're not going to destroy your life and your progress because of some cycle. That's stupid. Stupid. I'm a little tough love here. It's not going to help you. As much as it feels good in the moment, that's why it's the devil. That's why it's so tempting to go back to that, because it gives you that immediate satisfaction. But this is the satisfaction that we've been looking for. This is the growth that we were hoping for. This is the opportunity to do things differently and see a different result. This is where the universe opens up for us and shows us what potentially is there for us, because it was teaching us a lesson, and it was trying to help us stay out of this hot mess so that we could see what it could really be out there for us. Because when instead you turn around and you walk away and you say, no, I'm done. As much as I want to punch you right now, it's not worth it. You're not worth it. And instead you go, I am worth it. I am worth what the universe has in store for me. There's better for me out here. What do I want? And you're going to start envisioning what you want. You're going to create a new vision board. You're going to hone back in on your vision board. You're going to clean it up. You're going to add some details to it. You're going to spend some time focused on that. You're going to meditate. You're going to work out. You're going to do some yoga. You're going to go for a walk. You're going to drink your water. And then you're going to think about good stuff that you have going on in your life. You're going to think about what it is that you want next, because that is where your energy belongs. It is. The problem most people have with reading the tarot is that they don't want to read the hard truths. Or if they do, they go, and I don't understand. Yes, you do. You understand this. When this card comes up, you know that you're messing with something messy and dark and nasty and toxic, and you shouldn't be doing that. That is about you feeling bad about something and you responding in this messy, toxic, negative way. And if you continue this cycle, you will not get to this. It's that simple. It doesn't need to be complicated, and you don't need a spread for that. And you don't need 5 readers to tell you that. You just need to listen to the ones that do. Or if you pull your cards and it says something brutally honest like that, you need to go sit down and listen to it. Think about it. Sometimes you got to be your own parent. Sometimes you got to be the one that does the right things for you, that tells you the good advice, you know? That doesn't mean that you are messing up. It means that you're capable of better. I know what you're capable of. I know you're capable of better. So a little bit of tough love. I love you. I know you can do better. I know you are going to do better because the card tells me this. So you're going to make the right choices and you're going to be rewarded for it immensely. Okay. Stand still, regret, and friendship. I pulled two of these, not intentionally, but it was what felt right. I know that I can't change the past. No, you can't. You can't go back and fix things. You can look at things in a different way. You're struggling to recognize the purpose that that person had in your life, and that's why you feel bad about it. That's why you wish that you could go back to that situation. This person meant a lot to you, and they were there in your life for a reason. They helped you become who you are. They showed you a different side of yourself. They stood by you when other people didn't. They were the parent that you wished you had at some point, when you didn't have somebody there to say the things that needed to be said, to give you the encouragement or the reassurance that you needed. They all have their purpose when we bond with somebody in this realm, and it's so rare for people to have an opportunity to become close because the world moves so quickly. But when you find that undeniable connection with another person and you find yourself constantly thinking about them and considering how much they meant to you, and when they're not there, there's a void. It's void. There's an opening there that cannot be closed. You can't just stitch that up. And a lot of us know that no other person is going to fill that spot just as perfectly as they did. Eventually, it heals in, and you make room for another friend in your life. And in some situations, that's just how it is. We can't go fix the past. But I'm getting in this situation, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's been at a standstill for a long time. Your disconnection with this person that's so meaningful, you came to an odds at some point and you weren't able to relate and understand each other. But now you're finding that your life isn't quite progressing the way you anticipated that it would. And you might even be seeing this other person progressing and it's frustrating you and making you feel even more regret. 'Cause you're like, why isn't my life doing it? But maybe you're not owning up to the situation in the way that maybe it's not about going back and fixing the past. Maybe it's about recognizing how you could forge a new relationship with that person going forward. Or maybe it's about not uh, the future relationships you have with people by doing that same thing, by cutting them out for no reason, by doing them wrong, by making them not trust you, by not hearing them, by not being present in the relationship in the way that you needed to be present. Were you taking them for granted? Are you just expecting them to be there? Are you expecting them to change for you? They're gonna be who they're gonna be, and, it sometimes they're here for a lifetime and sometimes they're here for a season, but they're always here for a reason. But there is something here that's preventing you from moving forward. You need to identify what that is, and only you can do that. Only you can address what that issue is. I'm getting for some of you that this has to do with other people in your life, making you feel like, and this is about their own selfishness. They don't want you to do better, but you know that your friend did, and your friend still wants that for you even when they're not in your life. You don't even see them, and you know they want that for you. They know that they still love you. Something has brought you to this point where you just don't know how to go forward. You're gonna have to think about that. You're gonna have to figure out what it is you need to do. Maybe it's not that you need to continue on the same path, but maybe you need to be on a different path. And maybe there isn't any going back to the friendship you had. Maybe it's a new friendship. Or maybe it's when you start a new friendship with a new individual, you recognize them as the value that they have, and you stop letting other people influence how you feel and how they make you feel and what they do for you in your life. And you stand up for them when somebody says something to say, but like, you know what? No, that's my friend, and you don't get to talk like that about them. For whatever reason, we've got this standstill here with your friendship, and there's some kind of regret in the past, and that regret isn't going to fix anything. And neither is doing nothing. You know, figure out what it is that you want to do going forward. Do you want to start anew with that person? Do you want to, at the very least, honor and respect the role that they played and do them the honor of not doing that to the next person? You know, if you find yourself sitting in the same place and not going anywhere, it's you that was messing up. It's you. So, let's get some positive energy back up in here. Squirrel energy, believing in yourself, and that divine feminine energy, which is magnetic receptive power. Obviously, these two go together. Making sure my mic is on. Um, Squirrel does not have any insecurities. I mean, obviously, they have to pay attention to the world, and there's predators out there and all these things. But the squirrel really confident about what it's good at, and it does so with a lot of energy. There's a reason we love watching squirrels. They mix their duty and their work and what they need to do to survive with enjoying life and having a good time. And they do so with such spirited energy. They'll have their little squabbles, and 2 seconds later, they're back happy again. It's such a tremendous acceptance for their role in life that I'm here, I'm getting some food, I'm getting some nuts, I'm burying my nuts, I'm putting them in this tree, I'm building my nest, I'm making friends with all the other squirrels, I'm out here running, I'm enjoying my life. They don't question who they are. Squirrels don't sit there and go, "Hmm, I'm just a squirrel." Squirrel's like, "I'm a squirrel!" You know? "Yes, I'm a squirrel." It took me a long time to be really confident with who I am, to be like for a while, people would use things like nerdy or quirky or animated, or I've been called a face maker. And now when I do these videos and I have to pick a screenshot, I laugh so hard at my faces. I hope you laugh at my faces too, because I never noticed it. Somebody said that, and at one point it made me feel bad. I was like, "I'm a face maker," and I was like trying to talk without making a bunch of expression was just so boring to me. I was like, "Nobody wants that. That's not fun." You wanna see the emotions on someone's face, right? And so now I embrace that about myself. I'm like, "I'm a face maker." When I talk, I make faces. And it adds to who I am. It's part of who I am. At no point can I be a different person. Like, I can't just escape this existence momentarily and go try out another one. This is the one I know. This is the one that feels right to me. And I just know that there's nobody else out there like me, like, just like me. There's a lot of people that might have qualities that are similar to me. They have personalities that people are reminded of me. We might have some commonalities. We might have a lot of things in that we do the same way, in different behaviors, and we might even parallel way that we've grown up and experiences that we've had. There's a lot of ways that we could be very similar, but nobody is you. Nobody is exactly like you. And without you, there's this it's a lack of you. Like, whatever it is that you bring to this world is something very special and unique, and it's powerful, and people will they will miss it if it wasn't there. They might even not even know how much they'd miss it until someday when it's not there, or if you remove themselves yourself from their lives, then they'll recognize that role that you held for them. But there's something really powerful about people that just know that this is the experience that I'm having, and I'm never gonna get a chance to do this again. Never. So I have to enjoy it. I have to love who this is. Because if I do get a chance to come back, maybe we do. I don't know. I do believe that. I do believe that we come back and experience life over and over again until we learn our lessons. That's my belief though. But I'm never gonna get to be this person again. I'm never gonna be this one. The other ones in my past life regressions, they weren't having as much as fun as I am. They weren't as silly as I am. They didn't laugh as much as I am. They didn't see joy in the smallest little things the way that I do. I know they didn't. I know that I was meant to come back to learn to love this world because it had been hard. And I'm in this life and it is hard. It's hard. But I don't think I ever enjoyed it the same way. I enjoy it so much differently. And maybe I don't get to come back again. Maybe this is the last one, but I know that there's people that will mark my absence because I made them laugh. I made them smile. I owned who I was, and I was confidently that person. Every single day I showed up for that person. And I didn't need to be anybody else. Just me. And that was enough. Now that brings me to this card. Because this is how I draw everything wonderful into my life. Because I embrace who I am, and I embrace that gentle, healing, loving nature of myself. People feel safe with me. They trust me. Even when I'm giving them tough love. even when I'm telling them how it is. They confide in me. They know that they're safe, that their secrets are safe, that I'll give them advice that doesn't benefit me in any way. I'll give them the advice that will help them the most. And I'll do it without any consequence to myself. Doesn't affect me in the slightest. But it does in a way because I know that my true nature, showing up for myself, and when I do that, showing up as myself, that my true nature is to love and to nurture and support other human beings in this life. And so when I offer them my advice and my comfort, and I offer them healing guidance, and I take their hand and walk their spirit through this tumultuous time that they're having, I know that I am doing exactly what I was meant to do. And they were drawn to me because of that, because I'm just doing what I was meant to do. People will be drawn to you based on your strengths and your abilities. They will be drawn to you because of your capable energy that is radiating outward and it's undeniable to them. Sometimes we don't like the people that are drawn to us. Sometimes people are drawn to me and for some reason they put their sights on me and they just can't let it go. And I know that it is because there's something that I have that they don't have. And maybe even that they've never experienced before, or they're not used to it. Maybe they didn't know that they needed it in their lives. And they're resentful of the fact that I have it and they don't know how to welcome it into their lives. I don't know. But I know that there's all types of people that are drawn to me because of me being my authentic, genuine self and me loving and caring for all of humanity in the way that I do. And there's always going to be somebody that struggles to deal with that. And I'm going to consistently show up the way that I am, and I'm going to consistently love them in their space, on their path, and from that distance, because that's my nature as a divine feminine. And when I do that, everything that I need comes to me, everything shows up in my lap and gives me exactly what it is that I hoped for. So be true to yourself, be genuine, be authentic, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you because there's so many more people that love who you are. They're absolutely drawn to you because of that. Now, what you choose to do with it is your own personal path, but I think that you make a bigger impact than you realize. All right. We're going to sign out for today. Thank you so much for joining with me. I love being here with you all on this journey. I love sharing our experiences. I love that we can be present together. See you next time.